When you're standing in front of a kitchen appliance aisle, the biggest question is always the same. Will this actually solve the problem I have? Or am I just adding another piece of metal that sits unused? That hesitation is real, especially for something as central to a service line as a buffet food warmer. You want to be sure the unit you bring into a back-of-house can hold up through a full lunch rush, keep dishes at a safe temperature, and not eat up valuable floor space. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this review, I'll walk through what the Hatco GRBW 72 brings to the table, where it shines, where it might fall short, and who should really consider adding it to their operation. First, let's set the scene for a typical buffet or banquet setup. You've got a line of dishes that need to stay hot for an hour or more, you're juggling plating, you need something that can hold a decent volume without constant refilling, and you can't afford temperature swings that could push food into the danger zone. In the commercial kitchen world, the buffet warmer is the workhorse that sits between the kitchen's hot-holding equipment and the service line. It's not a flamboyant piece of tech. It's a simple, steady heat source that lets you keep trays, chafing dishes, or even large pans at a consistent serving temperature. The Hatco GRBW 72 is positioned right in the middle of that sweet spot. Its footprint just over 73 inches wide and a little under 21 inches high means it can sit on a standard prep table or be bolted into a wall-mounted configuration without dominating the kitchen floor. For a venue that serves anywhere from 150 to 300 guests, that width translates into enough surface area to accommodate multiple pans side by side, which is a big practical win. You're not constantly shuffling trays or trying to fit a 12-inch pan into a 10-inch slot. The width gives you the flexibility to line up the most common pan sizes you'll see in a catering or hotel breakfast line. One of the most common worries when buying a commercial warmer is temperature consistency. In a buffet, a few degrees can be the difference between a dish that feels warm and one that triggers a health code violation. Hatco's reputation in the industry rests on a fairly straightforward heating system, usually steam or water bath that circulates heat evenly across the surface. While I don't have a lab test sheet in front of me, the brand's long-standing presence in hospitality tells us that the GRBW 72 is designed to stay within the safe holding range of 135F to 165F, which is exactly where most food service operations need to be. That means you can set it and forget it for the duration of a lunch service, and you won't have to keep a thermometer in hand checking every 15 minutes. Now, who gets the most out of this unit? If you run a catering business that does large weddings, corporate events, or hotel brunches, the GRBW 72 size and heat capacity become a genuine productivity booster. Imagine a wedding reception where you need to keep 3 or 4 different sauces hot, plus a tray of roasted vegetables and a bowl of rice. With a 73-inch surface, you can line those pans up, keep the heat uniform, and avoid the bottleneck of constantly pulling pans off a smaller warmer to rotate them. The same logic applies to a hotel breakfast buffet where you might have a rotating selection of hot items. The larger surface means you can keep a greater variety on display without sacrificing temperature. On the flip side, if you're a small-scale food truck, a boutique bakery that only serves a handful of warm pastries each morning, or a home-based entrepreneur doing pop-up events for 20-30 guests, the GRBW 72 is likely overkill. Its physical footprint will dominate a compact prep area, and the power draw commercial units typically need a dedicated 120V or 240V circuit means you'll be installing wiring that most small operations don't have. In those scenarios, a tabletop warmer or even a portable chafing dish with a sterno fuel source could meet the need at a fraction of the cost and space requirement. Speaking of cost, value for money is something that comes up a lot when people compare a commercial-grade unit to a cheaper, consumer-grade alternative. The GRBW 72 sits at a price point that reflects its durability, warranty support, and the brand's service network. You're not just paying for metal and a heating element. You're paying for a piece of equipment that's designed to run 8-hour shifts, survive the occasional splash, and hold up under the rigors of a busy kitchen. For a venue that does multiple services per day, the cost amortizes quickly when you factor in reduced labor from not having to rotate pans as often and the peace of mind of staying within food safety guidelines. No product is without a trade-off, and the GRBW 72 is no exception. Because it's built for volume, the unit is heavy. Expect a couple of 100 pounds out of the box. That means you'll